Hello, everybody. Scott Golden with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Obviously, this is Pro Wrestling Logic. We've got over 2,700, almost 28 actually. Probably get to 28 sometime this week. Different wrestling related programs for your listening pleasure, reviews, and such. And ultimately, this is the continuation of that effort. My goal is to literally have tens of thousands of these eventually, but almost 3,000 isn't a bad start by any stretch. A couple of years in. Anyhow, this is, as we go, the New Japan Strong Edition review for the, let's see, 11th of June 2022. And again, as we go forward there, it's interesting because this is kind of a blended version of things. New Japan Strong results, Bullet Club and Team Ishii is the main focus here. And this is the first episode from the Philadelphia tapings not too long ago. Killer Kross defeats Yuri Uemura and defeats him by TKO. And then, anyway, Uemura is fearless. He goes at Kross right at the start of the match. He's able to wrestle him to the mat and maintains control. Uemura then has an open guard on the back of the mat as Kross stands over him, tries to go at the newcomer. Kross then threatens a punch, but thinks against it and invites him back to his feet. Uemura then slaps Kross to the corner. Kross responds with a release German suplex, placing him on the mat. Uemura then lands a dropkick, putting Kross in an armbar himself. Gets 2 count into a bridging suplex of his own. Kross puts his hand around the throat of his opponent, and then he wrenches down on the wrist and goes back to the armbar in a triangle choke. Kross uses the Roppongi Bomb, freeing himself from the hold of his opponent. Crowd starts chanting for the Japanese sensation, and then Kross decks him with a lariat. Goes for the cover. Kross is nonchalant, and he places, as he pins the man, and his opponent's able to kick out. Kross then powerbombs him and lifts him high into a fireman's carry back, suplexing him. Crowd is chanting for the star. Finish sees Kross catch Uemura in the back of the head with a running elbow. And that knocked him out. Kross pounces on him and continues landing elbows to the back of his head until the referee stops and then stops the match. Kross is your winner versus TKO. I love this as a finish. I hope they do this more with various talents. It's great if it's Kross's gimmick, but I'd love to see them do it more often. I think knockout should be a part of exceeding the expectations. Carl Fredericks, who is phenomenal, defeats QT Marshall, who is not. Fredericks nails Marshall with the dropkick right before the bell, knocking him into a corner. Fredericks has been having issues with the factory for quite a while. Marshall escaped to the floor pretty quickly, but Fredericks chases after him and goes back and forth both in the ring. Fredericks drives through the ropes onto Marshall, but then behind the referee, factory members Nick Canwaro lays Fredericks out, and then Marcus notes Frederick has been laid out on the floor, and he ejected Camarado and Solo from ringside. Marshall does a handspring into Guri kicks, and that shocks the crowd because not known for being super athletic. Fredericks then comes back and lands a high jumping elbow drop and a spine buster on Marshall. Fredericks goes for the crossbody. Marshall catches him in midair and then put him down with the backbreaker flatliner combination. Crowd reaction is that they are not a fan of any of this. Marshall calls for the diamond cutter. Fredericks avoids it. Marshall uses the pop-up punch and Liger bomb. Then there is a 10-minute call. Fredericks comes out victorious, putting him away with the Manifest Destiny DDT for the win. Marshall offers a handshake, but then Fredericks can't really do anything with that. The factory goes after Fredericks, attacking him until someone in a black hood makes a save. He hits a double jump moonsault on Solo and then reveals himself to be Christopher Daniels. Crowd is shocked and they are chanting expletives. Daniels had a single match with Fredericks on an episode of Strong this year and told Fredericks that he earned Daniels' respect and he'd watch his back. The two shakes hands and celebrates before heading to the back. Then we go to the third and final match of the deal here. Bullet Club, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Hikuleo, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows defeating Team Ishii, Tamahiro Ishii, Rocky Romero, Masquerade Dorado, Chuck Taylor, and Ren Narita. Not a fan of these multi-person matches. Dorado and Anderson kick things off. Anderson catches Dorado with a couple of hard shots. Dorado is back in the game pretty quickly and hits a sling blade before walking the ropes and taking out Anderson with a springboard dropkick. Ishii and Gallows come in, tries a suplex, does Ishii, but then there's a tag off to Juice Robinson, who just won the U.S. title the night before in the deal of playing this. He and Narita have a decent enough exchange, but Robinson tags Jay White in. White comes in, works over Narita. Hikuleo tags in and nails Narita with a chop. Gallows then tagged in and dropped elbow, and then that traps Narita in the blue corner, but then keeps fighting back, regardless of the level of intensity. Catches White with a rear naked choke, and then crashed himself into Narita in the corner, with Narita getting the worst of Robinson. Coming in next, Narita is able to escape and tags out to a fresh Chuck Taylor. He then does a somersault senton over the ropes onto the floor, taking out both Robinson and Anderson. Rocky Romero appeared late in the match at one point using the Forever Clothesline in each corner. Turns into a 5-on-1 situation with the Bullet Club clearing the ring and going after Romero. First action, the last few minutes of the match, and fast action, the last few minutes of the match. Ishii is able to block Anderson and Gallows, giving him the Magic Killer, and then he takes the much larger Gallows down with a Brainbuster. Hikuleo blasts Ishii with a big boot, and then Dorada reappears, catching Hikuleo with a springboard dropkick. Dorada then again climbs into the ropes, back in the ring. Romero cradles Hikuleo for a near fall. Hikuleo then catches Romero coming off the ropes and puts him down with a big snap power slam, and then put him away with a massive choke slam. Bullet Club are your winners. Post-match, the Bullet Club go after Romero, and after the match, Ishii and Narita try making the save, but then there's too much. Bullet Club bodies in the ring, and then Dorado comes in later too, but they suffer the same fate. Fight continues with Timekeeper ringing the bell. White lays Ishii out with a Blade Runner before rolling out into the ring. Bullet Club celebrates the win, and Robinson with a IWGP US champion for the previous night before heading to the back. And ultimately, that will close this show. New Japan Strong is good for folks who like that style and is an enjoyable watch overall. So we'll be back with more right after this.